Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, let's see. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here today, so let me know if you are here and where you're from. And if this is your first time joining me at Pat's Stamping Place or Pat Stamper, whatever you want to call me, then give me a thumbs up. Shirley's here. Thank you. It's good to know that you're with me on time, so I will get started and we'll see who else pops in. So if you saw, I'm never sure where this shows up. When I put in the multi-stream that I'm doing for YouTube and Facebook at the same time, if it shows you exactly what I'm going to be doing. And so if that's the case, then you saw that I'm going to be doing, where'd it go? Doing something today with the conversation bubbles. Let's move down there to my desktop. Oh, I moved the stamp set. There it is. What you see here are the dies that are in the bundle. And then this is the stamp set that goes with it. And you don't have to have the dies, although they're lots of fun. So I will wait about 1 minute, see if anybody else pops on. As I said, I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I just finished getting my act together here and pulling out some colors because the colors that I'm going to be using are not the ones that I was creating with as I was getting ready to do this. So it's just kind of a crazy day here. It's snowing again. I just came down from going upstairs. I had black ink from the Memento ink on my fingers, so I better get that off before it ends up on my pretty white cards. And it's snowing again. I think, let's see, today is the 13th. I think we've already had more snow. It doesn't stick long, but we've had more snow in March than we may have had in February. It's just crazy, crazy weather. We actually had a snow advisory, was it through Saturday morning, from Friday through Saturday, and nothing really happened. So I don't know what was going on with that. I think they did get some more further north, up around the lake and the lake effect snow. So let's get going. I don't see anybody else popping on, at least showing up on my screen. So that's not to say that there couldn't be some watching. But anyway, what I want to share is not just the conversation bubbles, but one of the best and most economical products in the catalog are our note cards and envelopes. And welcome, Holly. Glad to see that you are here. These are on page 137 in the annual catalog. Where's my little bookmark back here? Oh, that was the wrong bookmark. 137, $7. They do come in very vanilla as well as the basic white. I tend to use the basic white more than, I guess you can't see what's going on down there on the bottom of my screen. Right, these are the note cards and envelopes. They are 5 by 3.5, and they are mailable with regular first class postage, so there's no problem with that. Oh, you have a snow watch? Oh, gee. Oh, yes, it's coming from our place to yours. But as I said, there wasn't too much on the ground. So anyway, note cards and envelopes. I'm also going to be using, this was kind of my last minute thing, some of the Design a Daydream designer paper that is in the annual catalog. It is a Hostess product that can be earned. And there are 48 sheets in here, I believe. And lots of colors: Daffodil Delight, Blackberry Bliss, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. And those are actually the colors that I have out to work on for this. Because we're getting to the end of the annual catalog, and I know that I've got a boatload of designer paper, and most of it will be retired, as well as the colors that are in there. But we do know that very rarely designer paper carries over. So let's get to the conversation bubbles. I don't know if you've seen these. This is in the mini catalog, and these are so cute. I waited a long time to order them. They're on page 37, I believe. No, 39. Yeah, we'll keep it in Ohio. I just hope it goes away. As I remember saying that March came in like a lamb here. I think at the beginning of March it was like upper 60s. We might have even had a 70-degree day that day. And then I think it's gone downhill from there. But anyway, these are so cute. I know if you have any teenagers in your life, they would love these for little cards to their friends. But I like them too. And as I said, I've put off a while ordering them. And I do have some young adults in my family that I think would like getting cards made with these. So that's what I thought I would start off with today, and then using the note cards and envelopes. So on this particular set, I did die cut all of these before I started, and there are 18 dies in the set and 16 stamps in the stamp set. So you can see that most of these are here. So 16, 18, and let me show you the difference. And this is why it was kind of, for me, important to show this here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Still need to work on the zoom thing here. Okay, I guess that'll work. Versus looking at just the dies, which I usually show just the dies. But this one and this one, let me see if I can pull these off of here. Okay, this cuts out the part that you can stamp on, and then it die cuts this part too that does have a little bit of dimension on it. So that's like two pieces. You can use them interchangeably, keep them together, or whatever. So that goes with that. Then this one has the same type of thing where there's the die, and then this extra piece pops out to use. So these two go together as one die, two little pieces, and then this is the other one. Is that right? No. Okay, there are four of them. Okay, there's a circle one here. Let's see, that goes with that one. And then this other one, it's like putting together a puzzle. Okay. that goes with that one. Okay, okay, this one goes with this one, but not all of them have this little piece that pops out. So I won't go through all of them. Then we've got some hearts and some stars. So you really get a little bit more than what you might think when you look at the stamp set and the dies. And I did go through and die cut a whole bunch of these and put them in a little box lid here so I can kind of play around with them. So let's get started with what I have planned. And talking about the note cards and envelopes. Let's see, I think I better use some scissors here instead of my fingernails. You get 20 envelopes that have that nice little curve on them. You also get 20 note cards, and I would say that this is the thick paper versus the regular basic white. So it's very sturdy. And let's see, I had another thought here. If at any time you want to use a full-size card, you could take one of these and make it a backing on a full-size card. So they're even a little bit more versatile that way. I'm just going to use it this way today. But I do have some designer paper from that pack at the back of the catalog. That I have cut into some strips that are either 3.5 or 5, so that it either can be horizontal for landscape or vertical for portrait size. So let's get 2 or 3 of these here. And then I do have some samples to show you at the end. So let's start with this one. I like this little one that has the bicycle on it. Reminds me of spring when people can actually ride their bike. So let's see, this one I cut to go this way. And while I'm thinking about it, I didn't do this beforehand. I always like to decorate the envelope. And I know on our regular envelopes, I usually cut a piece that is 6 by 2.5. So this would be like 5 by 2 to decorate the envelope for these. So, let me get some envelope flaps cut. And this would go with any one of the cards. So some 5. By 2. I love the paper trimmer. And let's see what's on the other side. Yeah, I can use, I've got 3 of those. So that should do it for now. Whoops. Let's go there. And then this one has all the colors in there too. So let's go ahead and decorate this envelope. So I hope you had a good weekend. While I glue this up here, I think I mentioned last week that, let me get my silicone mat here. It's good to have that handy in case you get glue on your desktop. Okay, I might have cut that just a little bit short. So we'll maybe use that paper for something else. That last week I was having some work done here. A year ago I had all but one room in my house with new flooring, because that was the room that was stored everything. And it's just a small bedroom. Well, I decided that I wanted to get that done sooner than later. So that was scheduled for last Wednesday. And in the meantime, my neighbor, who is a painter, painted the room for me. Okay, that's a little bit wonky, but I guess it's going to work until I cut some more. So not only was the room that was getting done a mess, but so was the other room that did have the flooring in it, because things got moved over there. So it was kind of a crazy time, but it's all done. And let's see, which one do I want? I think I don't like those bikes. I didn't want everything to go back in that room because it was time to weed out and sort out and get rid of papers and old files that needed to, whoops, it's a good idea to make sure it's going in the right direction. That needed to get shredded. So now with most everything done in the main floor of my house, I have no excuse but to start working down here in my, for lack of a better words, I guess it's a studio, but it's a basement laundry room, and most of the time it's a mess. Okay, grid paper, help me out here. That paper is crooked. Okay, let's see if I can, don't know if I can correct that. I'll have to just kind of, as an optical illusion. So, yep, it's a little crooked. I'll use the grid paper a little bit more on the other one. All right, what do I want to put on here? Let's grab this one. And okay, there's the little part that goes inside. I don't necessarily want, let's see, get my phone right here. That's better. I don't necessarily want just white on white. So I've got some blending brushes here. And let's use Pool Party. Love, love, love Pool Party. Okay, I think that's pretty clean. And just add a little bit of color to this white. And this is a great die set where you can just run a whole bunch of things through in white and then color them with some blending brushes. Just to add a little touch of color there. Now, even though this size is designed to say thank you, there are other stamps in here. You could say love ya. Let's look at this. They're sweet, just a note, that don't have a die that goes with them. There's the love ya, but let's use just a note because this size card is perfect for just a note. So I'm going to put that. Let's do that in, let's do that in the Blackberry Bliss because it's a dark enough color so I can stay away from the black a little bit. And as you can see, I've already got my desktop a mess here. So let's put just a note. Perfect. Now you do need to watch on these. I've got a little bit of a shadow there, but I'll see if I can modify that with a little gem. So I'm going to add a dimensional to that. And then I'm going to get my tweezers here and very carefully add a little bit of Tombow multi-purpose glue here. And lay that down around it. Might have been easier to do it the opposite way. One thing you have to watch out for, which I've did on a couple cards, I turned this part over and then made the little, get back here, made this part going in the opposite direction. So, but there's always a fix for everything. So there we have just a note. And if I don't close those up right away, then I'm a mess, even if I come back and use them again. So let's I pulled out our Stampin' Up markers, another thing I don't use often enough, and put the tip of my pen in here and put a little bit of a splatter on there. So that might take away the visual of where I didn't get that quite straight. And pull out the classic matte dots, which have white and gray in them, and they're perfect for something like this. And typically, not always, but most of the time, our embellishments also get retired. So I'm going to be focusing on, let's see, I think a gray can go here. There's black and gray, so let's use a gray. So I'm going to be focusing on trying to use these up in the next few weeks. By the end of the month, we'll get a retired list and know what's going on with that. Let's put one over here, and I can even use one of those up here. Okay, so now I've got 5 things on there. So there's card number 1. Thank you. Move some things out of the way. I may have to cut the paper for the envelopes a little bit different, but I know it won't go to waste. All right. Let's see. Let's do, I don't want that one to, I want to go this way on this one, so I will cut that off. Or do I like that side? I like that side better. Okay, let's add some adhesive to this. These would also make a very nice gift to somebody. You could give them 10, put it in a little box. Now this time let's make sure that it's straight. I think it is. Okay, let's see, that was just a note. Let's do a thank you. And let me clean that off before we go on too, because I might want to come back and use that with something else. Get my chamois. Now, if you notice, there's one here that doesn't have anything in it. The ones that have words in them, those actually are part of the stamp. So you do have one that's empty, one that's blank, and there's also one, this one that's empty, has this little part that comes out as well. So don't throw that away. You can use that as a small background. And I've got a little sample that I can show you. So let's pull that one out. I think I need a little bit bigger block for that. And okay, so I've got some pieces of paper here. Let's use the Daffodil Delight. And go back to that dark color again instead of using the black. Let's stamp that in the Blackberry Bliss. And just a, let's see here. How about a love ya? So this one I will cut out. Most all of these will use the mini cut and emboss machine. Except for one that I did try it, but it was not that easy to get through, and that is this one. The one that gives you this long one here, and I do have a sample showing that, so I'll show that later. Okay, so let's get our plates. We have a plate 1, a plate 2, And you don't want to line these up. I think I showed this a couple weeks ago. You want to offset the plates that go in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it will slide through much, much easier. Okay. So that is this one. Let's get it on the right side here. And I'm going to try it without putting any paper down. Sticky paper. Let's see if I'm lucky. Let's turn it around so it will go in first. Okay. Then that one I want to go up further. And it should slide right through. And of course you hear that little pop, and that's okay. Now this is one that has one of those little extra pieces to pop out. So that's what goes around that. Not sure I want to use that though. Let's try. I'm going to put that in my little dish over there. Okay. Let's run that through again without anything there, just to be able to get that extra little piece. Slide that middle one back down a little bit. So everything's wobbling around. So now I've got this one extra, which I'm not sure I even like that. So let's pop this one out. Okay, I like that better than the yellow. What do you think? Not real thrilled with that. I think that I don't like that I stamped in the Blackberry Bliss. That was the problem. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Make that a little offset in the back, stamp in the white on the Blackberry Bliss. That will look better, so that's going to go in the trash. That was not a good idea. And let's do a love ya. that's better. Sometimes things just don't come out the way you want them to. So let's glue this down. And then I'll pop that other one up. And offset it a little bit. Okay, let's use some of the side parts here. And then, looking through here, I've got some little hearts that I had popped out. So let's take those out of there. And use the little hearts as an embellishment. I think I'll save that. And let's see, let's use a petal pink marker to color those little hearts. There we go. So use your markers if you have them, scraps of paper, wrong lid, things going in the wrong place. And let's put just a little dab of glue there and one here and one here. Just a quick card to send off to somebody. It says, love ya. So there's that one. I will come back and do the envelopes later. Let's do one more. And then I will show you the samples. Let's see, what does this one want to be? Okay, now here's one with the Blackberry Bliss. That just didn't really look good on that other card. Maybe on this one, do something even a little bit different. Just using up this paper. Okay, so there we've got that. I kind of like that a little bit different. all got scraps of paper. Okay, what else do I have in here? I have high. Okay, this one punched out goes with the wow. What else is here? Okay, let's just use that one again. The one sentiment that I wish this had was a thinking of you, but it doesn't, because it would go so well with that one. Thinking of you. Let's try. Okay, just for the lack of the extra sentiments, and I didn't pull out a whole lot of other things that could be used with this, but I do have a really cute Easter card to show you. Let's do another just a note with this bubble. And back here to the Blackberry Bliss. And let's add a little bit of color to that. This is one of the small blending brushes that we now have. So you can get smaller areas, get into a little bit smaller spot. So if you just have a whole bunch of the die cuts in white, you can just recolor them with whatever color you want. And with that in mind, I think I'm going to add a little bit of color around the edge. When we used to have sponges, we sponged around the edge of our cards. Just go in a little motion there. And no matter what, whoever gets your cards is going to think that it's just awesome. So kind of like that look. It gives it a nice little shadow around the edge. And let's pop that up. What does your stamp table look like a few minutes after you've gotten started? Is it a mess like this? I always try to think that it's going to look good, and then 3 or 4 minutes later, it's a mess. So there we have just a note. And let's add flat back adhesive pearls to this one. Okay, forgot I almost had this way. This is a tip for you. Instead of opening this up and pulling those out, I trimmed this off. I'd kind of forgotten what I had done here. And just pull those out. Looks like I'm frozen a little bit, so yeah, there we go. Looks like I'm okay. I don't know if you heard that or not. And when it was frozen, just trim a little bit off of the edge of your embellishments, and then you can slide those out. Just a little tip. And these are the flat adhesive backed pearls. Those are pretty. Okay, there are two sizes, so I want to, I think, use the smaller ones here. Let's put one here and one over here. And that way you can just slide those right back in. And there they go. Okay, now this one and this other one, I did not do the envelopes on those. So let's just add where'd they go? Ah, here we go. I was looking for something different. These little hearts here. Instead of recutting paper for the envelope flap. This little love you bubble is cute. Or the heart bubble, I guess I should say. Okay, this is what you need to watch for on these. So get my inky fingers again, inky fingers, to get that edge off of there. Because it's hard to not, if you want to get enough ink on your stamp, to not have something on there. Even though I wasn't rocking it. It just the way it came out. All right, so there's that one. Little just a note. Here's the love ya. And then here is the first just a note as well. So 3 little cards. And let me show you some samples that I've got. Okay, let me move some things out of the way and clean these. So what do you have going the rest of the week? This is, as we get closer and closer to spring, people are thinking about planting and flowers. I did have some flowers that had come up when we had the warm weather. That was kind of crazy. I don't know if they're going to last or not. Okay, so cleaning up is never the easy part. Thanks, Shirley. I kind of struggled with this a little bit. There were lots of samples on YouTube and Pinterest. I didn't want to copy all the way. Yeah, use a baby wipe. I need to get some baby wipes and have those back in my stash. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Okay, here are some other samples that I came up with. Okay, this was the first one that I did on the note card. an envelope, just a very simple thank you card. And then inside, I just put the just a note there and use that extra that goes around, that pops out. So thank you and just a note. Okay, here's one that I got the idea off of either Instagram, and that was this part here that uses this die, this one, the one that I said was long and didn't necessarily fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But I had seen this where she cut it across, and then I free-handed that. I just did that with a, I think I just used, yeah, I used a Sharpie on that, and not, because I wanted something a little bit thicker. And then put a little die cut here on the edge of this. And this was paper from In the Country, I believe it is. So, wow, yay, love ya. And these I did not do envelopes for yet. Okay, here's one that I think this is Pear Pizzazz stamped off. And this was the inside of that one stamp that I mentioned. The one part that is left over from this. And that fits inside this one. So I just used that as a background. Thank you, Nancy. You're getting ready for snow too. How much you guys supposed to get? So that's a simple and easy one. Multitasking is always good. Okay, here it was a very simple thank you where I used two of the bubbles, one inside the other. Whether they matched or not didn't make any difference. A little love you. Here is just a note with some stars. You know, your cards don't have to be full of lots of detail. Make them simple. I think that's why a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time to stamp. I don't have time to do that. But these are so easy. Pack of note cards and envelopes, a couple ink pads, and you're good to go. Now, this one ended up being a mistake, so to speak. I messed up one of the note cards and envelopes. So I cut it off, used another note card and envelope. So I, used the paper and used the Starburst background and did a wow there and a little bow underneath. Now we have two cards that are full size. I'll save my Easter card for last because I love it. And just use 3 strips of the paper. This is also from the In the Country, I think. A thank you stamped right on there, and then I used the part that pops out, for lack of a better word, there, and then the heart bubble. So again, simple, using some strips of paper. And this was a different color palette, and that Mango Melody and Polished Pink. And then here is my cutie with the Easter Bunny stamp set. I did not, for some reason, probably forgot to do the bundle. I did not get the punch when I ordered this. So he's fussy cut out, which is very easy to do. And I do believe that the punch for that is, I think it's coming back. I'm not positive. Maybe one of you know that. But again, it's an easy one. And this is the Happy Easter. And let me show you what I did. Hold on a minute. Things were falling down. This is photopolymer. Hey, Elaine. Okay, I'll show you the cards. Happy Easter is one full stamp. And I could probably have worked with it where I just stamped part of it and then the other part. I didn't want to do that. So I cut it in half. And with photopolymer, it's easy to do. And don't be afraid to cut your stamps apart. And again, the photopolymer makes it very easy. But when I want those to go back together and be on a block, let's grab this, see if you can see what I mean. They go back together very easily and nobody would ever be able to tell. See if I can put that on the black so that you can see it. Okay, it slips back together very easily when there are sentiments and things that you want to change. Okay, so I wanted the Happy Easter to be separate. I just cut it in half. They're your stamps. You can do with what you want. Sometimes it's easy to just stamp a part of it on your ink pad and, do whatever you want to do with it. Sometimes we just like to cut our stamps out, or not cut our stamps out, but cut our words out and layer those. But I wanted this to go on that bubble, so that's what I did with that one. And this is designer paper from In the Country. I think that's what it's called. It's pretty paper. It was available during Celebration, but I don't have the stamp set that goes with it. So it's got a lot of mountains and trees and things on one side and things like this on the other. And I love, love, love polished pink. I am going to be very sorry to see it go. And then inside, enjoy all the little moments. So I've got a cute little great grand. He might be getting that. So somebody has that. There's a bird in here. So I probably will be doing more with that Easter bunny as we do get closer to Easter. So thank you for joining in today. And again, it was a little bit more of my stamping on the fly than what I usually do. And didn't seem quite as organized as usual. But I had enough stuff sitting around that I think I made it work. So have a great rest of the week. Those of you there in New York, hunker down. I'll have to look and see how much snow you're supposed to get. So I'm tired of it here. Send it your way. So take care. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.